Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to my first ever review of a Supernatural episode. This, of course, being the episode we need to talk about Kevin. And I so need to see that movie. I need to see that movie now. So, yeah. But anyways, on about the episode. Actually, a little backstory first. I haven't seen all of last season, but I have kept up on, the main points. Like, this happens to that character. Bobby dies. Felicia Day comes on for an episode. Important stuff. So, that's where I'm coming from. Anyways, one major complaint I have about this episode is that Sam acts out of character. I mean, people change, especially since you're doing a series like that lasts over a long period of time. People should change. But this is like, what the fuck? What happens is that Sam does not look for Dean while Dean is in purgatory. No, let me rescue a dog and stay with a woman instead. At least Sam notices that his character, for some odd reason, is written badly, and gives his brother a sandwich. And I was discussing it last night with someone and on Twitter, and they were like, I still believe in the writers. And long story short, and what we could both agree on was that both of us are going to wait to see if, something actually happens to explain why the fuck Sam did that. And since I can't go all video about how pissed off I am about that Sam's character thing, let's talk about Dean for a moment. We got to hear a little bit about what happened to Cass, and I am a Destiel shipper, so of course I was worried about Cass too, and Dean did not confirm that Castiel died. He just said, I saw enough. And he would not explain to Sam what that meant. My really hopeful side, the same hopeful side that's believing in the writers to explain Sam, thinks that, Castiel survived. That, when Dean said Castiel lost himself, that didn't mean died, that Castiel is only a crazy ex-angel going all gung-ho in purgatory. Because that means that Castiel's alive and that he can actually come back. The other pessimistic side that rules my life for the good majority of the time says Dean wouldn't talk about what happened to Castiel because it was so painful to remember, because Dean keeps on seeing how Castiel dies in his mind. And what I found interesting is I really don't think this guy was from last season. He was a Leviathan in purgatory that was with Dean. And that they seem to be buddies for some odd reason. It's like a little buddy thing. Hey, we were in purgatory together. Hi, how are you doing? Yay! Yeah. So I wanted to learn more about that character, and we got to sort of see their backstory together in purgatory, and it seems like they helped each other survive out, and that Dean was sort of semi-vessel for this guy. I don't know the character's name, and I really probably should have looked it up earlier. But yeah, that guy seems like hopefully he'll play a larger role and we'll find out more about him. Can't wait. Anyways, the sort of mystery of this was, of course, Kevin, who we need to talk about. And Kevin was from last season. He was like a prophet who's basically just a kid right now. And he can read these words of God, like these tablets. And so it turns out Sam ditched all duties, did not listen to any phone calls, did not listen to see how he could rescue Kevin, which it seems like was the duty from the end of last season. And so Kevin was captured by Crowley to read this Word of God to open hell. And Kevin is actually smart, or Crowley's dumb, one or the other. I'm going with Kevin being smart. Fools Crowley into thinking that he's going to open the gate of hell, but in reality he kills demons. Just demolishes them, leaves them in a little puff, like a little outline on the walls, and he manages to escape that way. And yeah, then Dean and Sam have to go after him because he's important. And so they find him. And what I find interesting about this now is that he had a girlfriend, and long story short, and I know Rev Resner is going to be going, you never tell short stories. Well, anyways, long story short, Crowley ends up killing Kevin's girlfriend. And I find it sort of connected to like Sam, who, you know, the whole thing about him starting to go hunting was his fiancée, I think it was a fiancée, died. That shows you how good my memory is. Don't kill me. And so I saw sort of a connection, so I'm sort of wondering if Sam and Kevin will form a little connection. You know, because now they have something major in common. And Sam is the more understanding one, while Dean, you know, just coming out from purgatory, finding out his brother has given up hunting, didn't search for him, is not really that understanding. So I really can't wait till next week so we can find out what happens with Kevin. And, you know, Dean and if Sam's backstory will finally get explained so I don't have to, you know, so I can at least like Sam. I still like him, but I need this to be explained. I should say I'm angry at the writers, not Sam. Sam's just a little pawn in their game. Anyways, I have been Jashikins, owner at jashikins.blogspot.com. If you want to contact me outside of YouTube or my blog, you can do so by contacting me on Facebook, facebook.com/Jashikins fan page, or on Twitter @Jashikins. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like. Thank you very much. If you're viewing this on my blog, thank you just for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyways, if you want to help support the blog, you can, of course, go to wherever the links are, and there's a link to my cafe press shop, and all proceeds go to benefit the blog. And that's really it. And next Supernatural episode will hopefully have Rev Resner with me, and he's always entertaining. And until next video, goodbye.